Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. So today I'm going to be covering my story of how I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you might be wondering why I've got these cards up here. Well, I was first introduced into Yu-Gi-Oh! Back when I was in primary school actually. I think I was in year 6 at the time. It would have been like really early 2000s. And there was quite a strong Greek community within my school in particular and within the area that I lived in. Because of that, a lot of them went to this kind of Greek school on the weekends. I think it was like a Sunday school. Um, I think they were, Greek Orthodox, and so they had to go to these services. But actually, when they got out of them, they were sometimes given these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and actually they were playing with them. One day during school, I remember actually asking what those are. I know every so often there tended to be new fads and fashions for things. I remember when marbles were in, and those were popular, and then they got banned by the school because people were trying to play keepsies for them. You would have situations where if they got onto it, we would use drain pipes to play with those marbles, and if their marble landed on your space, they would take your marble for keeps. And because of that, the school kind of banned that, and there were various iterations of that with Beanie Babies and all sorts of things that I can't actually even remember as a kid. This was the current fashion at the time. In when I was in year 6, so I would have been about 10, 11, something along those lines. And it was these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Initially, some of the cards I saw were things like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, and I would just see the kids playing on the tables. So I didn't really play as of then, but I just watched and I kind of looked. They were telling me how they were going to continue playing, but how going into secondary school they probably weren't going to be able to use them because in secondary school they're much stricter and they're more unlikely to be able to play with them. So I had a look just to see what they were like, and I found it quite interesting. Then I started getting into like the TV show. I initially asked my mum for a pack of cards. We went to our local high street. Well, it's not strictly our local high street. It's a nearby one, but it's a bigger hub than our one. So because of that, it meant there was more likelihood of there being cards. So I decided to go there, and we just spent I think it was $2.99 at the time for a pack of 9 cards. And we actually went straight after having a nice fun day. I mean, we went to Thornton's. I love my chocolates, so Thornton's is definitely a big deal for me. We went to Game Shop, Game, and I had a really nice time with myself, my mum, and my brother. We went over to McDonald's as we were starting to get a bit tired. My brother, being 5 at the time, he was getting a bit restless, a bit hungry. I was probably about, to be honest, feeling the same, and I was feeling like I need some food in me. So we did. We ordered McDonald's. I think I went for a quarter pounder. I can't remember what. I think my brother went with a fillet of fish or one of the the cheap meals, the value meal, or I think it might have been a Happy Meal as well. It might have been one of those. And I think my mum went with a quarter pounder as well. And I was just there, just having my food with my mum and my brother, and I decided, okay, let's open this pack now. My mum was just saying, just like with any kids, just be careful. You don't want to spill that drink on there. It's cardboard. It'll get damaged. And she was very careful about making sure that I can wipe my hands on the napkins so I didn't get any salt from the chips or any grease from the deep frying or any sauce on them. And then I was able to open them. The cards that I've got here are the ones that I opened within the first pack. Yes, I know one is missing because for the life of me, I can't actually remember what it was. It's a shame. It's the one card in my memory that's just gone. So it's really unfortunate, but it's just how it is. and I kind of opened them, just slowly looking at them. At the time, I didn't understand anything about the rulings or how it worked or how the game worked. So I just looked at the cards and think, is this good? Is this good? Is this bad? Is this good? And I just looked at the stat lines up on them, and I thought, okay, these. I didn't have anything really to base it on other than the cards that were in this pack. So I looked at the 7-coloured fish as like, okay, it's got 1,800 attack. It's a level 4. Is that okay? Then I thought, then I think this is actually the order I opened them in. Then I got Trent, it being a level 5. At the time, I didn't know that was a tribute monster. I didn't know what that meant. So I just thought, oh, it's an old wood. The artwork looks okay, but I'm not really that interested. Kojikosi was definitely another card that I got. I thought, oh, this is a level 4, same as 7-coloured fish, but it's weaker, so it's not good. Occupy Beam was very similar to Trent. I just thought, okay, it's another weak monster. It's slightly bigger than Kojikosi, but why is it a level 5 versus 7-coloured fish, which is a level 4 but has higher attack stat? Muka Muka, I didn't really understand the effect. It was the first one of the cards that had an effect. And so at the time, I just thought, what is this? What does it do? And then, okay, I read it and thought, okay, 300 times the number of cards in your hand. But I didn't know anything about how many cards you would have in your hand or how that would work. The one thing I would have to say is I did know about life points and that, you started off with the 8,000 life points. So I was aware of that. When I saw this card, the one judgment I could make from it is it was awful. Increasing your life points by 3,000 is fantastic. Up until the point when this card gets destroyed or any point sent to the graveyard from the field, you just lose those points plus another 2,000. I thought, oh, great! I've drawn the dud of the set. So I just thought, oh, great! What can I do with this? Shadow Ghoul, again, was one that I didn't really understand. I thought, okay, it's level 5, but it's weaker than the 7-coloured fish. Why is it a level 5 when that's a level 4? And then I thought, okay, it gains 100 attack for each monster in the graveyard. I thought, okay, so the longer it's kept out, the more likely it is to be a bit stronger than 7-coloured fish. And then I just looked at my final card, which was the Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. I was really confused about it when I first saw it. I just thought, hang on, why is this card purple when the other cards are like either a off yellowish colour or an orange colour? And what does this actually mean? The only thing I could really tell from it was a lot more powerful than the other cards. It was shiny. I loved the look of it. I loved the design, and it has always been my favourite card. And to this day, it will always remain my favourite card. It just brings so many good memories of being a kid, not having to worry about anything and just living life, enjoying life. That's what I loved about it. At the time, I didn't know I needed the 2 cards that were listed underneath it, Thunder Dragons, and I didn't have a polarization either. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't summon the thing for love nor money, which I found at the time I didn't understand. Until I started watching the show, then I started getting ideas of, oh, this is how it works. This is what I need to do, and decided, oh, I don't have the cards necessary to bring it out, which is a shame. But I love the design, and I saw from the stat lineup and think I got really hyper and excited at just seeing the stat lineup on it. And this was the first card I could see some comparison to stat lineups versus what it was. I knew it was one of the more powerful cards within the set, and probably one of the chase cards in the set. And even to this day, I still have that card. It's protected. I've got it in the house, and I absolutely would not trade it for anything. I know at this point, I kept it in a very good condition, so I'm more than sure that it would be worth something now, but I would not sell it on for anything. It was in the original set of Metal Raiders that I got, which is, I think, the second set to come out, and it's just my fondest memory. If you guys have any memories about when you first opened Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs, please leave those comments down below. I would love to hear about your experiences and talk to you. Make sure if you want to, just to donate to the charity. Again, I'll be live streaming all day. This is just one of those videos that's going to come up as well. Just as a small side note, I actually did get I did get encouraged from watching Teching 101's charity live stream. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was engineered really well, and actually it was nice to have guests on. I'm doing it for a different charity, which is Guts UK. Their purpose is to deal with gastrointestinal problems, and the issues around that is that it can, in deaths, it can cause 1 in 8 deaths. Because the gastric tract, you've got to think that goes from your throat all the way to the other end is the nicest way to put it. And potentially you never know what's going to happen in your life. If things can get better, I mean, I've got like continuous acid reflux problems, and I'm trying to do everything I can to kind of get myself better. But in COVID, I can't even see a doctor about it. I'm trying to eat as healthily as possible, stay off any sweet things, just even any treats, just to try and get myself into a position where I feel comfortable. So any donations are much appreciated, and I hope you enjoy everything I do. Any feedback is more than welcome.